Welcome to the Big Train Baseball Network post-game show after the Big Train walked it off 4-3 in 12 innings in Game 1 of the Cal Ripken League Semifinals. Eli Kleinmann alongside Adam Glover. Adam, the offense came to life in the ninth. 1 run through 8 innings, but 2 runs in the ninth. The Jeffrey Hurd 2-run shot to tie it down to their final out. Take me through that at-bat. What did he do so well tonight in his second hit of the night that eventually tied the game and set up the win?
Well, he got himself into a 2-0 count. You've noticed a lot of times, because of how good of a hitter Jeffrey Hurd is, they work him away. Jeffrey Hurd did not bite on both the pitches outside, and he got into a hitter's count where he can swing at whatever he wants. And I said it on the broadcast, he is so good in 2-0 counts, and he got a fastball right down the middle and clocked it 400 feet away.
And tied the game. The Big Train walked it off in the 12th. After the game, I caught up with Jeffrey Hurd. Let's hear what he had to say about his swing of the season. I'm alongside Jeffrey Hurd, who had the game-tying home run with 2 outs in the ninth inning. That was your 4th time facing the Cropdusters starting pitcher. Take us through the mentality as you were coming up to bat. What were you thinking going into that final at-bat?
Well, Jacob Bohr had a pretty good at-bat before that. I think he worked a reach on air and then got to second on the overthrow, so that was good baseball by him. And at that point, I was just trying to keep the game going. We're down to our last out, so just trying to hit the ball hard up the middle. And, looking back at it, I was just thanking God that I was able to come through, hit the homer, and keep the game alive. And then Casey came through big, walked it off in the 12th, I think, for us. So big win for sure.
You were ahead 2-0 in that count when you hit that home run. You seem to be excellent when you're ahead in the count. Is your approach different when you're up 2-0?
Not really. It's all the same until I get to 2 strikes, and it kind of shortens up a little bit. But he kind of threw me a good pitch to hit, and fortunately I was able to get there, so, yeah.
Your bullpen threw 5 innings of 1-run baseball tonight to keep you in it until you were able to walk it off on the Casey Bishop single. How important was that effort from the bullpen, both Austin Morris and Max Martzoff?
It was huge. Max has been that guy for us all year. He's been able to come out of the pen, shut the door, and keep us in the game. Obviously that's not easy, especially in a big situation like that playoff game. So, Max just really did what he had to do for us. Austin came up big, too, and was just able to get the job done.
And a chance to send the Big Train back to the championship series tomorrow with a win only. How motivating does a win like this, where you have to battle back late in the 9th inning, help a game like tomorrow?
It's huge. We got the momentum going into the game for sure. We just kind of got to make sure we do all the little things right. We got to make sure the guys are, throwing the ball over the plate and making them swing, and then we got to get guys on and get them in. And hopefully we score more times than they do tomorrow, and we end up winning the semi.
Well, thanks, Jeffrey. Congratulations on the big hit tonight and the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And back on our Big Train Baseball Network post-game show, Adam, the Big Train pitching allowed 3 runs through 12 innings. A really admirable performance. Brandon Cassidy went 7 innings, allowed just 2 runs, and the bullpen then came in and went 5 innings with just 1 run allowed. Max Martzoff, 3 scoreless innings to close things out. How impressive of an effort was it from the Big Train pitching tonight?
It's one of the best of the season. Brandon Cassidy was everything Sal Colangelo hoped for. They got 7 out of him, which doesn't happen often for big chain pitchers this year. He's now allowed 4 earned runs in his last 13 outings against the Cropdusters. Really impressive. Austin Morris, the command wasn't there in the first inning, but totally turned it around in that 9th inning. And then Max Martzoff, he has been the reliever of the year. Dominant stuff from him, completely different from his last time against the Cropdusters.
Well, he has turned into the Big Train's closer. Got to start that last time against the Cropdusters. Tonight, in a more familiar role out of the back end of the bullpen, he was fantastic. Let's hear what he had to say about his performance. I'm alongside Max Martzoff, the winning pitcher of tonight's game. 3 scoreless innings in the 10th, 11th, and the 12th. You're sitting in the bullpen all game. When you get told you're warming up, ready to go in a game that you might not have expected to go in because the Big Train tied it with 2 outs in the 9th, what's your mindset as you warm up quickly and get ready to face a really dangerous lineup?
The mindset is usually always just go out and attack, even if you probably weren't going to pitch that game. I was zoned in since the 8th inning, and I felt like if we tied the game or took the lead, I got to go do my job and just attack the zone with my fastball. And it seemed to work out in the end, and luckily we took advantage of that.
Second time you faced these guys in the last week. You got the start last time. How different was it coming out of the bullpen against these guys, a role you've been more accustomed to throughout this summer?
I think I'm used to coming out of the bullpen more often because at school that's what I normally do. But when Sal told me I had to start, I knew my mind had to be completely different, but also this has to be the same result. Unfortunately, I didn't have that same result when I started, but coming out there out of the bullpen in a tight game in a very important situation, my mind just went into a completely different zone, and doing what I had to do, it's almost easy at that point.
You attacked the strike zone in the 10th and really found your rhythm almost immediately. The fastball was working. The slider, especially on the front door to lefties, was fantastic. Was everything working well for you tonight?
Yeah, no, I felt like everything was. I told myself I had to just stay at my pace, not try to rush anything, especially with the situation. And especially with Coach Lopez and Sal screaming in my ear, work at your pace, work at your pace. And the fact that I had them helping me on that corner, it just made all the difference in the world.
You were fired up every time you finished an inning. Biggest energy we've seen from this team all year. How does the energy feel different in a game like tonight, the first game of the postseason for this team?
Oh, it's a completely different result than during the regular season. You have every person in that dugout fired up. You have the support of the fans. It's just a lot more intensity behind everything that you're doing. And when you get fired up like that, you just want to rally everyone behind you.
One final question. With the win tonight, you guarantee this team one more game in front of these fans. How cool has it been to play in front of these fans who were packed the house tonight and were about as loud as we've heard them all summer?
Oh, they're the best fans I could ask for my summer league team. They bring the energy. They support us every step of the way. And just the fact that we have them behind us, it makes everything feel better, especially in a situation like this, a game like this. And knowing that we could come back if we don't win in Olney tomorrow, it helps us a lot more than you think.
Well, thanks, Max, for spending some time. Congratulations on the win and good luck tomorrow in Olney.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks to Max and Jeffrey for spending some time with us. The Big Train one win away from advancing back to the championship series, a place they know all too well. Game 2 will be tomorrow in Olney, 4:30 p.m. You can catch all the action on the Big Train Baseball Network. For Adam Glover, our producer, Harrison Myers, I'm Eli Kleinman. Good night.